National Electrical Code Section 250.122 specifies that a 15-amp circuit can supply lighting fixtures and appliance loads with a total rating of 12 amps or less. This means that lighting fixtures on 14-gauge wire terminated by 15-amp breakers meet National Electrical Code requirements. The local inspector may be requesting 20-amp breakers for lighting fixtures for several reasons. Firstly, some local ordinances may have stricter requirements than the National Electrical Code, such as requiring 20-amp breakers for lighting circuits. Secondly, certain types of lighting fixtures, such as high-intensity discharge or halogen lamps, may require higher amperage protection than standard incandescent fixtures. Thirdly, the inspector may anticipate the addition of more lighting fixtures to the circuit in the future, which would increase the amperage draw. The National Electrical Code does not mandate that smoke detectors be connected to lighting circuits. However, there are several reasons why it is considered a good practice. One reason is power availability. Lighting circuits are typically active 24/7, ensuring power is available to smoke detectors even in the event of a power outage. Another reason is early detection. Smoke detectors connected to lighting circuits can be powered on immediately after a power restoration, providing early detection of smoke and reducing the risk of fire spread. Smoke detectors that are not connected to lighting circuits may not function properly or may not have a backup power source, which could compromise safety in an emergency situation. It's important to verify with your local electrical inspector the specific requirements for your location, as local codes can vary and may be more stringent than the National Electrical Code. The National Electrical Code serves as a baseline standard, but local jurisdictions often have the authority to amend or supplement these rules to address specific regional concerns or priorities. Always consult with a qualified electrician or your local building department for clarification on any electrical code requirements in your area. This will help ensure that your electrical installations are safe, compliant, and meet the specific needs of your property. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous, and it is always best to seek the assistance of a licensed professional for any installations or repairs. An electrician can properly assess your electrical system, identify any potential hazards, and perform the necessary work in accordance with all applicable codes and regulations. This will help protect your property and ensure the safety of yourself and your family. The National Electrical Code addresses wire gauge and breaker size to prevent overheating of wires and potential fire hazards. The appropriate breaker size is determined by the ampacity of the wire, which is the maximum current the wire can safely carry. For 14-gauge copper wire, the ampacity is typically 15 amps, which is why a 15-amp breaker is generally used. Using a 20-amp breaker on 14-gauge wire can overload the wire, causing it to overheat and potentially start a fire. It's crucial to adhere to the National Electrical Code guidelines for wire gauge and breaker size to ensure electrical safety. When dealing with electrical systems, safety is paramount. Always to energize the circuit before working on any electrical components. Use appropriate personal protective equipment, such as insulated gloves and safety glasses. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician to do the job. Electricity can be dangerous, and it's not worth risking your safety to save a few dollars. When it comes to smoke detectors, it's important to install them in the proper locations and to maintain them regularly. Smoke detectors should be installed on every level of your home, inside and outside of bedrooms. Test your smoke detectors monthly and replace the batteries at least once a year. Consider installing smoke detectors with sealed batteries that last for 10 years. These detectors eliminate the need for battery replacements and provide continuous protection for a decade. In addition to smoke detectors, consider installing carbon monoxide detectors in your home. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that can be deadly. Carbon monoxide detectors will alert you to the presence of carbon monoxide in your home, giving you time to evacuate and seek medical attention. When selecting smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors, choose models that are listed by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories or Intertek. These listings ensure that the detectors meet certain safety standards and performance requirements. Also, consider interconnected smoke detectors. When one detector senses smoke, all of the interconnected detectors will sound an alarm, providing early warning throughout your home. Interconnected detectors can be wired together or can communicate wirelessly. It's important to have a fire escape plan in place for your home. Make sure everyone in your family knows the plan and practices it regularly. Fire escape plan should include 2 exits from each room and a designated meeting place outside of the home. In the event of a fire, evacuate quickly and safely. Once you are outside, stay outside and call 911. Do not go back inside the home for any reason. The information provided here is intended for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Electrical codes and regulations can be complex and vary depending on your location. Always consult with a qualified electrician or your local building department for specific guidance on electrical installations and safety requirements in your area. This will ensure that your electrical systems are safe, compliant, and meet your specific needs. Additionally, it is important to understand the different types of circuit breakers available and their specific applications. Standard circuit breakers are designed to protect against overloads and short circuits. Ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, are designed to protect against ground faults, which can occur when electricity flows through an unintended path, such as through a person. Arc fault circuit interrupters, or RFCIs, are designed to protect against arc faults, which can occur when electricity jumps between 2 conductors, creating a spark. RFCIs are particularly effective at preventing fires caused by faulty wiring. In many jurisdictions, RFCIs are required for circuits that serve bedrooms and other living areas. When choosing circuit breakers, it is important to select the correct type and size for the specific application. Consult with a qualified electrician or your local building department for guidance on selecting the appropriate circuit breakers for your electrical system. Regular maintenance of your electrical system is also essential for ensuring safety and reliability. Periodically inspect your wiring outlets and switches for any signs of damage or wear. Replace any damaged components immediately. Also, consider having a qualified electrician perform a comprehensive inspection of your electrical system every few years to identify any potential problems before they become serious. When performing any electrical work, it is crucial to follow all safety precautions. Always to energize the circuit before working on any electrical components. Use appropriate personal protective equipment, such as insulated gloves and safety glasses. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician to do the job. Electricity can be dangerous, and it's not worth risking your safety to save a few dollars. Regarding specific fixture requirements, certain types of lighting fixtures, such as those with electronic ballasts or dimming controls, may have specific requirements for circuit protection. These requirements may be specified in the fixture's instructions or by the manufacturer. It's important to follow these requirements to ensure proper operation and safety of the fixture. In some cases, the fixture may require a dedicated circuit or a specific type of circuit breaker. When installing or replacing lighting fixtures, always consult the manufacturer's instructions for guidance on circuit protection and wiring requirements. Failure to follow these instructions can result in damage to the fixture or create a safety hazard. Furthermore, local ordinances may dictate the placement and type of smoke detectors required in your home. Some jurisdictions require interconnected smoke detectors in all new construction, while others may have specific requirements for the number and location of smoke detectors in existing homes. Check with your local building department for information on smoke detector requirements in your area. It's also important to consider the overall electrical load on your circuits. If you are planning to add more lighting fixtures or appliances to a circuit, make sure that the circuit can handle the additional load. Overloading a circuit can cause the circuit breaker to trip frequently and can also create a fire hazard. Consult with a qualified electrician to determine the appropriate size and capacity of your circuits. They can assess your electrical needs and make recommendations for upgrading your electrical system if necessary. In addition to the topics discussed above, it's important to be aware of the potential hazards associated with aluminum wiring. Aluminum wiring was commonly used in homes built in the 1960s and 1970s. However, aluminum wiring can become loose over time, creating a fire hazard. If you have aluminum wiring in your home, it's important to have it inspected by a qualified electrician. They can assess the condition of the wiring and make recommendations for repairs or replacements. Common solutions for addressing aluminum wiring include installing copper pigtails at connections, using special connectors designed for aluminum wiring, or replacing the aluminum wiring with copper wiring. Each of these solutions has its own advantages and disadvantages, and the best approach will depend on the specific circumstances of your home. It is important to note that working with aluminum wiring requires specialized knowledge and skills. Do not attempt to repair or replace aluminum wiring yourself unless you are a qualified electrician. Another important aspect of electrical safety is surge protection. Power surges can damage or destroy electronic equipment, such as computers, televisions, and appliances. Surge protectors are designed to protect against power surges by diverting excess voltage away from the equipment. There are two main types of surge protectors: whole house surge protectors and point-of-view surge protectors. Whole house surge protectors are installed at the electrical service panel and protect the entire home from surges. Point-of-view surge protectors are plugged into individual outlets and protect the equipment plugged into those outlets. It's recommended to use both whole house surge protectors and point-of-view surge protectors for comprehensive surge protection. When selecting surge protectors, look for models with a high surge current capacity and a low clamping voltage. The surge current capacity indicates how much surge current the protector can handle, while the clamping voltage indicates the voltage at which the protector will start diverting excess voltage. In addition to surge protection, it's also important to protect your electrical system from lightning strikes. Lightning strikes can cause severe damage to electrical systems and can also start fires. Lightning protection systems are designed to protect against lightning strikes by providing a path for the lightning current to flow safely to ground. Lightning protection systems typically consist of lightning rods, grounding conductors, and surge suppressors. If you live in an area that is prone to lightning strikes, consider installing a lightning protection system for your home. The National Fire Protection Association Standard 780 provides guidelines for the installation of lightning protection systems. Furthermore, it is essential to be aware of the potential dangers of electrical shock. Electrical shock can occur when a person comes into contact with an energized conductor. The severity of the shock depends on the voltage, the current, and the duration of the contact. Electrical shock can cause burns, muscle contractions, and even death. To prevent electrical shock, always energize the circuit before working on any electrical components. Use appropriate personal protective equipment, such as insulated gloves and safety glasses. Avoid working with electricity in wet or damp conditions. If you experience an electrical shock, seek medical attention immediately. First aid for electrical shock includes ensuring that the person is no longer in contact with the electrical source, calling for emergency medical assistance, and monitoring the person's breathing and circulation. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation may be necessary if the person is not breathing or does not have a pulse. Finally, it is crucial to educate yourself and your family about electrical safety. Teach children about the dangers of electricity and how to avoid electrical hazards. Supervise children when they are using electrical appliances or devices. Make sure that everyone in your family knows how to respond in the event of an electrical emergency. By taking these precautions, you can help protect yourself and your family from electrical hazards and ensure a safe and reliable electrical system in your home. Remember, electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. Stay informed, be cautious, and always consult with a qualified electrician for any electrical work or concerns. This is how the safety is assured for electrical systems.